guys, I'm Jade, and today I'm going to be talking about my reading plans for April. I have tried to do set TBRs several times in the past. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they completely just crumble and fall apart. I've decided to try something different. I think it'll be fun, and I think that it will keep me somewhat on track while also still allowing me to be a mood reader, which is essentially what I am. I'm a mood reader that's also on a budget. So this April, I have a list of books I'm going to try and read. I really want to get to them. They're books that are high on my priority list, and they're the ones that I just want to pick up right now, which is the end of March. However, in order to make sure that I'm at least reading one book that I say I'm going to read, I'm going to start having one promise book. This is a book that's picked by you guys and then read by me. I have a jar here, which is absolutely fantastic. You can't go wrong with Gengar. Inside of it is a very small amount of little papers. These papers are recommendations made on Instagram, my community tab, and now in the comments below. So if you have a book you want me to promise to read, then go ahead and stick it in the comments below and I will put it on this list moving forward. You might not be able to see it, but there is one that is green in here, and that is because it's not available on Audible. It's not on the Libby app. I can only get it, it looks like, as an ebook, which is a little bit more difficult for me sometimes. Because I live in Japan, sometimes there are just restrictions on what I'm able to get, how fast I can get it, if I can have it shipped, if I have the money that month. And so I just have to do a little bit more planning ahead, so it might be the promise for the following month. But I'll be picking out of this jar in a little bit. First, I want to talk to you about the books I already intend on reading in April, and I really hope I get to. The first book on my list is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I just read Vicious by V.E. Schwab and really enjoyed it, so I want to continue this right away. I have it on Libby, and it says that it's going to take about 2 weeks to get to me, so I'm hoping that people hurry up and finish reading it because I want to read it like right now. Because it's almost April, I'm guessing that it'll be on my April TBR, which is why it's first on this list. Next is Legends and Lattes. I really want to read Legends and Lattes. I've wanted to read it for so long. It seems like the perfect book for me, and the fact that I haven't read it yet is a crime. I would like to fix this ailment. I would like to read this book. It seems like a cozy, happy, good time that everyone else is in on besides me, so I really want to just read Legends and Lattes. Next is Song of Silver, Flame Like Night. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I sometimes get Illumicrates. I only will get an Illumicrate if it's a book I really want to try, and if I think it's going to be beautiful. The original cover of this book is gorgeous, and I got the Illumicrate edition, which excites me to no end. I'm gonna show you guys this book. I'm not trying to brag, I'm just really freaking excited. So this is my edition of Song Like Silver, Flame Like Night. The dust jacket alone is gorgeous, and I was happy to receive it. But we also have these sprayed edges, which I'm just losing my mind over. And then I'm going to take off the dust jacket. Whoa, this is probably one of the most beautiful books I've ever seen. And reveal the underside, which this is the hardcover of the book itself. And I just, what was this artist on? Did they just have happy mood berries for breakfast and then make this book? I don't know. The end pages, as well as it being signed, is phenomenal. You've probably seen this in an Illumicrate like unboxing or something like that. I don't get the whole box, so I don't get all of the fun trinkets and stuff. I just get the book because this is already like out of my price range, but I just sometimes can't help myself. This is a splurge. I have zero buyer's remorse with this book. I was not expecting it to be this gorgeous, and I'm really excited to read it. This is a newer book, so what is it about? Once Lon had a different name. Now she goes by the one that the Atlantean colonizers gave her. She spends her days scavenging for remnants of the past, for anything that might help her understand the strange mark burned into her arm by her mother. No one can see the mysterious mark until the night Zen appears at the tea house and saves her life. Zen is a practitioner, one of the fabled magicians of the Last Kingdom, whose abilities were rumored to be drawn from the demons they commune with. Magic believed to be long lost, magic to be hidden at all costs. I really want to read this book. It sounds beautiful, it sounds fantastic, it looks fantastic and beautiful. So much for not judging a book by its cover. I want to read this book. Then there is Nothing to See Here. Oh my gosh, Jade City, yes! Borrow! Yes! Finally! I've waited like 6 months for this book on my Libby app. Okay, so I'll also be reading Jade City in April. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Nothing to See Here. I also have on hold Nothing to See Here by Kevin Wilson. Essentially, all I know about this book is a girl from a lower class family met a friend at a boarding school who is a like very affluent, very rich like socialite or something like that. Maybe she just comes from old money. I don't actually remember. But they remain friends, and then her friend calls on her one day and asks her to become the nanny or like governess over her children, which all I know is that her children spontaneously combust, like blow up. They turn into fire. They don't die, they just combust spontaneously. I don't know anything else about this book. And then I'm gonna hopefully read it in April. Then I am currently reading, but I don't think I will finish by the end of this month, Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam. And so far, what I'm understanding of this book's premise is that a middle-class family from New York goes to the countryside to spend the summer, and then the people that they're renting like the Airbnb from arrive on their doorstep, and there's something going on in the world that's eerie, creepy, and unusual. I don't know if it's post-apocalyptic, or if it's just meant to be eerie or strange. I don't know if it's a break and enter situation. I don't know. It's labeled as a suspense, so I'm guessing it's suspenseful, and right now I'm just at the beginning of it, and it seems like an average family having an average time together, so I'm hoping it picks up. This is a larger book that I really need to finish. I need to finish the last book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, Hero of Ages. I want to read Hero of Ages. I need to finish this trilogy. I've been reading this trilogy for years. It's ridiculous that I haven't finished this. Hero of Ages is the third in the Mistborn trilogy. If you haven't heard of Brandon Sanderson or the Mistborn trilogy, it's an adult high epic fantasy with a magic system where you eat or like consume different metals, and if you have certain powers, you're able to do different things with those metals. I'm not explaining this well. There's a rebellion. It's a good time. I absolutely love this. I have vlogs. I have wrap-ups. I have lots of different material talking about the series. It's also super duper famous. So pick it up if you haven't. Not this third one though, which is Hero of Ages, which I hope to read, finish, consume in April. I was also able to find at my local bookstore, my local Japanese bookstore, an English copy of Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a sign. This shouldn't happen. This doesn't happen here. It's not the time of year for it whatsoever, and I want to read it. I've wanted to pick up one of her books for such a long time, and this one is so highly praised and so loved, and I have been in kind of a suspense, like eerie, like creep me out kind of mood. I'm hoping that April is when I get to it. It's a very high want, and I mean, there's green on the cover. It's kind of springy. Yeah. I don't know really much about this. I think that there's a haunted house. I think that this woman is in the haunted house. I don't know anything about it. I kind of want to go in knowing nothing, so unfortunately for now, as a TBR goes, that's what you'll know. Unless you've read the book before. Then you can tell me whether you liked it or not. Then I have Carrie Soto is Back. This is a Taylor Jenkins Reid's book. I've read all of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, absolutely adored them, loved them, had a good time. Carrie Soto was a side character in Malibu Rising, and was mentioned in the background, and I just really want to see what Taylor Jenkins Reid does with this character, because I think that Taylor Jenkins Reid really does understand people and social situations, and so I'm highly expecting Carrie Soto is Back to be a good time that I enjoy. Then, last but not least, before the promise, is The Honeys. The Honeys is a book that was recommended to me because I enjoyed the bunnies, which is by a totally different author. Not the same book, but apparently the same concept of being creepy, odd, eerie, kind of like disjointed in its storyline or having an unreliable narrator. There's also supposed to be trans representation, possibly a non-binary main character. I don't know very much, again, going in. I went in with zero understanding of Bunny, and absolutely it melted my brain. So I would hope The Honeys, the same kind of situation, same deal, but in order to give myself the best chance for that impact, I'm not knowing anything about it. The cover is really cool and ridiculous, and maybe it has something to do with bees, which is one of my favorite things. On to my promise, I'm shaking this up. I have quite a few different books in here, and I know what they all are currently, but I am hoping for kind of a shorter book that I can read maybe like just simply, and then just, you know, just have a strong start for my promises. So what do we have? Oh, please. The struggle. We have... Okay, we have Gideon the Ninth, which is the beginning of a large sci-fi trilogy, possibly quartet, like gothic space opera. This is not a simple read, but oh my god. Okay, I actually have been wanting to read Gideon the Ninth for such a long time. I'm just terrified. Hold on. I think I've heard that it's gothic, I've heard that it's thriller, I've heard that it's horror. I've heard so many things about this book. I've heard that people love it, I've heard that people hate it. I would love to have my own opinion on Gideon the Ninth. The cover is like gorgeous, like heartbreakingly beautiful. I would love to read this book. And now I have absolutely zero choice because I am pinky promising you on screen right now. I take these seriously. I pinky promise you I'm going to read Gideon the Ninth in April. This feels good. And I actually already have it because of an Audible sale that happened like forever ago. It is sitting on my Audible TBR list. I just have to download it and it's there. I might start this at the very beginning of April to get myself a head start. Or yeah, I don't know. There's so many books I want to read. But that's it for me as far as what I'm reading. I would love to know what you're reading, and if there is a book you'd like me to read, please leave a comment of the book's title and the author down below and I'll add it to my jar. Whether you have a recommendation for me or not, I hope you're enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye!